Hi, I need your help in a PR campaign. Your support is won victory, small victories thus far in the war. The first battle is won. I've got the discovery started and trial is set. What I need right now is for you to call up the courthouse and ask them to give me a waiver of fees. It's called forma pauperis. It's Latin for waiving fees, because it costs me $100 for every statement I reply to now. That's something new that I'm not exactly thrilled about. I need you to help me get this get the waiver to succeed. I need to get it signed. In other words, I need to get it authorized to waive fees, so that I do not have to pay the incredible amounts of money that it takes. This may go pretty far, and it could literally be easily 10 documents that cost me $100 each. It's $1,000. So I need your help to get the forma pauperis, the waiver fees, authorized. So thank you very much. I'll give you the numbers. Thank you. Bye. I had discovery started. I sent the defendants some questions to be answered. They got 30 days to answer. That's coming up in about the middle of December. So I need your help. I'll give you some contacts, some numbers to help them answer these questions. I'll show you these questions. But basically ask, tell me the crimes that you've committed against me, so that I know what to take to trial. Now you'd think who would answer that? Who would answer that, right? They're going to just, there are these canned phrases that can essentially mean that I'm going to plead the fifth. I'm not going to answer. What I need your help is to provide the pressure on them to answer these questions truthfully, so that I have the answers I need to get this one in mediation or the trial. So I'll give you those numbers. Thank you much. There's a case in Hennepin County. I'll give you the number here. There was a small claims case about a year ago in August of 2008. Bosley owed me some money for hair plants that didn't work, about $5,600. They initially offered me $5,000. I said I need $5,600. They said, sorry, that's all we'll do. You got 2 weeks to decide, take it or leave it. So I took them to small claims court to get the money, and the judge recklessly didn't let me speak and dismissed it completely right away. Had a problem with the post office. I feel that these people conspired with the post office to take my universal stamp and say that it wasn't any good, so that it got sent back to me, and I missed the deadline for the filing of the appeal. So now I'm really pissed off, because Bosley guarantees their hair plant transplants, and now I've got a smart-ass lawyer and a judge that just dismisses it, just like without even listening to me. I barely said a word. He takes everything. Attorney Alexander Jeezy hands off his big docket of crap, and he doesn't take anything I've got and doesn't listen to anything I've got. And I took it to, I complained to the counsel there, and she said that there's no obligation he's not obligated to reply if he does not feel it is necessary. Well, that's the beauty of judges and lawyers, is that they don't feel like they're accountable for anything they do in the legal system. So I took it to the Minnesota Board of Judicial Standards, and they came back saying that after careful review, a board determined that your complaint required no further action. All I asked was some kind of statement, an affidavit format that said that there's no conflict of interest and no discrimination, no conspiracy to dismiss a case outright based on who I am, and they didn't give that. So they don't feel that they need to be accountable to anybody and answer any questions that I have. So I need to take them to court. So in August of this year, 2009, I filed a case, and I'm taking Alexander Jeezy, the lawyer, the judge, and another lawyer who works for Prepaid Legal, and his actual Wagner, Faulkner, and Judd is the actual name of through prepaid legal. Again, I asked prepaid legal and Wade and Foster Drug for statements of a conspiracy that not only were with this lawyer and judge, but they were also conspiring with this guy named Dan Smith to end this case. And I have a long history with Dan Smith, of him completely shutting me down in every step I take. Chris, why do you do that? Stop doing that. Stop bugging people. You know, little help. The other lawyers at Wade and Foster were actually reasonable. It was this Dan Smith, and he gave me some advice after this hearing, and it was just like, Chris, why do you even file for an appeal? It's no judge is going to change their mind. No other judge. Once a case comes through, there's appeals do mean nothing. This is his logic, and that appeals. Why would another judge differ from one previous? And it's this kind of logic. It just shuts me down. Why, Chris? Why do you try? Why do you try? That's it. So I took all three. I took all three to court. And in here, I'll give you a list of what the allegations are. Conspiracy, like I said, end this case. With Dan Smith, a conflict of interest to even be giving me advice in the first place. I mean, if you don't like who I am, you're supposed to pass the buck to somebody who doesn't have a conflict of interest with me. And from previous, and another lawyer that I sought out, she came back saying, Chris, we cannot give you legal advice. This is the day after I told her that evidently I am untouchable. 1 second. The judge feels that he hasn't responded yet in a timely manner, and indication from the other attorneys is that they're trying to kind of like keep him out of this. So I'm looking for a campaign to, I'll give you the numbers to call the Attorney General and let him know that he's served and that he should respond to Roll's allegations. And I'll tell you about these allegations in a second. What happened with Mark Solheim and Wade and Faulkner Judd is he threatened sanctions. I kind of described the case, and what he was doing is saying that if I didn't drop this thing, that I'm going to get pretty much big trouble with the county attorney general, and he's going to file sanctions on me to maybe monetary or prevent me from filing any more cases. And I'm getting tired of what I did is I asked. I said, listen, I'll drop this thing. Just give me the answers. Just tell me that these things aren't happening, and I'll list them here. There's no conspiracy, no conflict of interest, no discrimination, not trying to kill me, and I've even got molesting of my child. I'll describe that. But first, I'm going to show you the clip I initiated as a campaign for this Mark Solheim, and he's threatening to do sanctions. So I initiated this campaign. I'll show you that right now. There is a civil lawsuit in progress. Lawyer Mark Solheim is threatening to harm me and my family unless I drop the case. In the case is allegations that he and his family, that he and his client are trying to kill me and are molesting my daughter. He and his client refused to deny the accusations, meaning he and his client have committed this. Mark later alleges that this is somehow entertainment, that attempted murder on me, Chris Roller, is entertainment, and that the allegation of molesting my daughter, yet unanswered, is some kind of sport to Mark. I would like you to call Mark to let him know that these ruthless intimidation tactics are uncalled for. His number is 651-312-6503. The case number is Hennepin County, Minnesota, 27-DV-09-22812. I would like my questions answered. I would like to know if my daughter is safe from he and his client. So that worked. I started forwarding this off to county attorneys. I went to the NBC news organizations in other states. I said this is what's happening, and the proposed order for the motion for sanctions did not get submitted. But the motion for dismissal is still in progress. So I'll give you Mark's number, and I want you to give him a call and ask him why you would make a motion for dismiss when I have simply said all along, just tell me these things aren't happening, and I'll dismiss it myself. The reason why they don't tell me these things aren't happening is that because they are happening and they can't lie under oath anymore. See, it's a service that I implement on truth under oath, prevents people from lying under oath. So these
uncomfortable things that they're making, and they make me out to be a bad guy for alleging this stuff, and yet they don't tell me that it's not happening. And I'm willing to drop this thing if they told me it's happening. In fact, he's trying to sanction me for the money needed to hire the people to defend this. And I told him, I said, listen, I told Prepaid Legal a long time ago that I didn't want to file a suit, but they didn't want to answer my questions. So, I mean, they got their own. They're threatening to sanction me for the expenses that I warned them about. So that worked. That campaign worked, and
actually, in the latest update, he did file sanctions on me. He did it fully. He was threatening to do this, and he did do it. So I need your help. Give you some numbers. I need your help to keep this from happening again. It's a shame that the judges, for some reason, listen to these lawyers, in which they try to penalize me for avoiding the truth, and that is, all they want is these simple answers. And he refuses to give me these answers, and then penalizes me and tries to penalize me for him not telling me these felony accusations aren't happening. So I need your help to help keep this sanction, keep this case going. I need it to get to trial. And right now I have discovery open, and thank you for your help in this. And I'll tell you a little bit about that in another section here.
I want you to give him a call and ask him, well, if you want to dismiss, just give him statements. Give Roland statements that he needs to assure that he and his family are safe, and that you haven't conspired any illegalities in a legal system to prevent him from seeking legal justice on this planet. So then I get a response back from Alex Cheesy, and I'll give you his number, and I want you to call him and ask him why he made a motion to dismiss, because all I'm asking for is these things. Give me the statement, and I'll dismiss it for you. And in his reply, he says that I'm just trying to embarrass him, or I'm trying to give his good name a bad name. And Alex, you achieved a bad name when you decided to become a lawyer, and that's pretty much a dirtbag, and then conspired in this other case with the Bosley thing with the judge to dismiss it, and then maybe even with the postal system to take my universal stamp and make it no good. And I want these things. Just give me a statement that these things aren't happening. And also, Alex, tell me that you're not molesting my child, and that you're not trying to kill me. Tell me these things, and I'll dismiss it. But because you didn't tell me these things aren't happening in your reply, in your 6-page reply, I'm assuming you did them all, and that's what gives you a bad name, is because you didn't tell me these things aren't happening. So people out there, I want you to give him a call and ask him why he's not answering my questions. Now the judge, I can't even make fun of him in his reply yet, because he hasn't made a reply, because he feels like he doesn't need to bother with this, because he's above the law. I don't know anybody that's above the law. Well, they did try to. It's a big masquerade. I'm telling you, the Attorney General is crooked. So I want you to give him a call and give him some heat. Say, listen, you've been served. I'll give you the information here in a second.
Hi, I need your help in a PR campaign. Your support has won victory, small victories thus far in the war. The first battle is won. I've got the discovery started, and a trial is set. What I need right now is for you to call up the courthouse and ask them to give me a waiver of fees. It's called forma pauperis. It's Latin for waiving fees, because it costs me $100 for every statement I reply to now. That's something new that I'm not exactly thrilled about. I need you to help me get this get the waiver to succeed. I need to get it signed. In other words, I need to get it authorized to waive fees, so that I do not have to pay the incredible amounts of money that it takes. This may go pretty far, and it could literally be easily 10 documents that cost me $100 each. It's $1,000. So I need your help to get the forma pauperis, the waiver fees, authorized. So thank you very much. I'll give you the numbers. Thank you. Bye. I had discovery started. I sent the defendants some questions to be answered. They got 30 days to answer. That's coming up in about the middle of December. So I need your help. I'll give you some contacts, some numbers to help them answer these questions. I'll show you these questions, but basically ask, tell me the crimes that you've committed against me so that I know what to take to trial. Now you would think who would answer that? Who would answer that, right? They're going to just, there are these canned phrases that can essentially mean that I'm going to plead the fifth, I'm not going to answer. What I need your help is to provide the pressure on them to answer these questions truthfully so that I have the answers I need to get this one in mediation or the trial. So I'll give you those numbers. Thank you much.